is. And we can have deep reverence and respect as we move through her molten layers and feeling the wisdom within the earth as we drop our light all the way down to the crystal core of the earth. And let's just take a moment and acknowledge how amazing it is. When you've been so used to giving away your energy, it becomes shocking when you start to hold your own energy. It can be, wow, that's completely new to me. So this is all very beautiful, and it's divine, and it's the truth of who we are. And for those that don't resonate, then it's not your truth. But for those who wish to reclaim their sovereignty, their light, their energy, their life force, a connection with Mother Gaia, a connection with the divine and their higher self, this is for you. So let's take one super deep breath, connecting into the heavens, connecting into the earth, and connecting into ourselves. And breathing out all the old energies. And breathing in all of this life force energy. And breathing out all the stagnant energy. Again, breathing in this beautiful life force energy, this plasma light into every cell of your body with one big breath. And breathing out all the stagnant, old, crusty energy through this big breath. And shake your hands a little bit. Shake your hands because there's a lot of energy moving now. Flick your fingers, shake them out. Allow the energy to flow through you. We ask that all the inversions that have been artificially placed in our bodies now be reversed. We ask for a full reversal and command a full reversal. So we now flow with our divine grace and ease in divine order. And just take a few big breaths because the body is recalibrating on the deepest levels. We command now that any distortions we've been holding in our field, in our body, heart, mind, body, or soul, are now being released and sent back to source, to the divine, to creator, whatever you'd like to call. And never to return again, we now command it be released and sent back to source. A deep breath. And we start to fill all of these spaces and places within us again, inviting the plasma light to come into the body, into the cells, into the DNA, into our RNA, into all of our being, into all of our organs, into our lymphatic system, into our blood, into our bones, into our brain, into our skin, into our chakras, inviting this plasma light to come in almost as if you're sucking it in. Take a deep breath, take it in, and release all the debris. You might feel a flush of energy move through you. And it's perfectly normal, whatever you're feeling. Gila, how are you doing? And what would you like to jump in?
Sure, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for clearing and taking us deep, deep down, allowing us to release all that sludge and all the things that we've been carrying and really stepping into our sovereignty. I feel like this is so important right now. And grounding this this shalom, this like sense of peace, both within us, because as you said, that's where it starts, and outside of us.
It's important that part of our spiritual journey is also a reclamation, reclaiming what is truly ours, not out of greed or selfishness or stealing or hurting another, but simply reclaiming the divinity codes that belong to us, that are accessible to us. We have so many things within us and within our field we have not activated or accessed because we were not taught it was safe. We've really learned to fear ourselves, our gifts. And I saw a meme the other day about Yeshua and how if he was of this time, basically they would be mocking and making fun of him too, because they would be saying like, oh, like that's sinful, nobody should have these abilities. But doesn't Yeshua say that we have the abilities too,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's been this kind of beating down of our souls that we're not worthy of who we are, and that's a lie. That is a lie. And the sooner we wake up to this, and the sooner we understand how much has been hidden, so that we can unhide it, so we can start to reclaim it. There's a joy and excitement in understanding who we are. We know history will be rewritten. We know that it hasn't been truthful. We know that all the conquerors hired their little ghostwriters to write it and make them these heroes. And we know that all these falsities are going to come crumbling down. And that is why it is so very important to continue to fortify yourself. Do not do not allow this world to eat you alive. Do not allow others who cannot access Source, because they gave their life force away, for whatever reason. They cannot, and they choose to hook into you to take what's yours, to create from you. We can't allow that. And it's time to hold people responsible, spiritually, energetically. We have to call judgment when we see actions that are not in divine order. It is our job to call judgment and to start really understanding you have a say in the matter. You have a say in the matter. We are not just here as observers. We are here as co-creators. And, once we call back all of this beauty that is us, we can start creating something beautiful together, because we're meant to co-create together. But first, we must fortify within ourselves, and to ground within ourselves, and to remember within ourselves. This is a journey of awakening. This is a journey of remembering. And I'm so grateful to be with all of you today. I'm just sending you so much love and gratitude and acknowledgement of how challenging this journey has been, how much many of us have felt at times to throw in the towel. But here we are, standing strong, fortified within our being, remembering our light, remembering that we are love, and that actually love is also strength. It is our love that gives us strength. It is our love that fortifies us, our love for humanity, our love for Mother Earth, our love for our fellow creatures on Earth, our little fur babies, and all the beautiful creatures and all the plants and animals, that we are part of this ecosystem, and that we stand also on behalf of Mother Gaia. We stand on behalf of Mother Gaia, who has been severely abused, and we also call back and reclaim her rights and her sovereignty as a beautiful living being who births us through her own creation and birth the food we eat. Everything we have is because of her, the divine mother. So I'd love to hear any thoughts on your behalf, Gila.
Yeah, thank you so much. I used to go to this camp, and it, it was, I won't say, it was in the Poconos, and the woman who was kind of leading it, she was called, she was like the representation of the Divine Mother. She was just like, she was very lovingly, very loving, very maternal. But I really feel that this Divine Mother is calling us to, step out courageously. For those of us that are looking to make a change or feeling this gnawing feeling that this is time to do something, we just need to listen to the call. It might be disruptive. It might be something that we don't even understand yet. But I'm feeling like this is truly, thank you so much, Radha, for like creating this opening. I feel this like opening of my heart to all of you that are listening and those of you that may listen in the future. This is really the grounding of moving to that deep, deep space within us, within the earth, where it's so, there's so much energy. And if we are feeling like the outside world or our own internal thought or whatever is like keeping us back or keeping us small, this is really our time to step forward. We have been preparing for this, right? All these years, we've been preparing for this. And this is just a start of a completely different paradigm. And as we truly step into it, we are going to see, as we've seen throughout all these years, these glimmers, it's all going to come together. I really feel that. I feel that in such a strong way, even in my own situation, in this, chaotic place that I'm in right now. And even though today was quite quiet and peaceful, as you said earlier, there's these energies that seem to be around us that want to absorb some of the light that we are emanating. But it's in our power, it's in the power of the Divine Mother that's guiding us, that we know that we can call on this at any time and stand confidently to know that whatever next step, we are completely guided by our angels, by the Divine Mother, by each of our souls here today. We're here collaborating into this new space that's yet to be formed. We're birthing something right now. Yeah, that's what's coming through at the moment.
I feel that. I feel so much beauty coming forward. And we can't always look directly. We can look directly at what's going on in front of us. It is right in front of us in every direction.
Mm-hmm.
But we must also be able to see beyond it and to see further and to see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that this is a time of fortification. This is a time of all the darkness being exposed and being released with love. Thank you for being a teacher. Thank you. We now no longer need your services. We are now firing you, and we send you off where you belong next. You have your own journey of evolution too. And now it's time to learn from the light. We have all been raised by the darkness to some degree, knowingly or unknowingly. And now it's time to be rebirthed by the light. It is so. It is how it is meant to be. It is our divine right. It's our divine calling. And most importantly, it is truly our destiny. And those that fight the light, they will be dissolved by it. You can either become it or you'll be dissolved by it. And you'll see across the world, we're feeling the grief because so many people are starting to pass away. And this is not to scare anybody. This is not about fear one single bit. This is simply saying that if, our vibrations must match the incoming vibrations. It doesn't matter what people do now, how they try to hold on to another person's light. They can't anymore. You simply cannot. That should not be your food source. That will not be viable for you. It's not because I just said so. It is just the simple truth and the fact that if people have been harvesting other people, and that is how they feed for their whole life, this year is the coming end of this year is the end of it. Your little buffet is over. Therefore, you need to really attune yourself. You better work hard, into coming back into your own sovereignty, your own light. Come home to yourself. And so I say that it's not to be mean or cruel, but to simply state as a really strong warning to those who are vampiric in nature, that you will not be a vibrational match to the earth, that you will not be able to do the harvesting that you have been able to do anymore. You must learn new ways of being, and that includes connecting back to source. And one thing I want to say for those that feel they have disconnected from source, they cut themselves off from source because for whatever, there's so many reasons I won't go into, but most importantly, you can always reconnect. All you have to do is ask. You must start doing the work, because the heaviness and the darkness will fall only on your shoulders. And it's starting to happen now. You will, and this is why the dark is more desperate than ever, because it is frantic in the core pit of its stomach. It knows that it can't feed the way it used to. It knows that the techniques of violating other people's free will are no longer viable, that the hammer's coming down, that the energetic boundaries are coming up, that this is also promised that we would move into a new segment, an era of light. And we have been in the era of darkness. And that's why darkness was able to harness all the light from everyone and feed off of us. But this is not the case any longer. So if you don't attune yourself and do the work, you may not be able to stay on Earth. And that's not a threat. That's just an energetic frequency thing. So it's very important, even for all of us that are on our journey, on our path in devotion, that we take time, if possible, to meditate. We must attune our own bodies, because if the light will be, it's raining down on us, and it will continue to push through. And there's nothing that can stop what's coming. And if we want to be here to see it through the other side, we should also be very grounded in our being, be certain of our purpose, and be connected to the divine at all times. And even if our purpose is just to be light, bring light, bring love wherever we go, that's a divine purpose. Everybody has their unique purpose, and nobody should compare themselves with anybody else. We all have our blueprints, and that's the beauty. And we are moving into a time of co-creation and equality, which means that whatever energies we share, we do so equally. No one is now taking more from another. We must come forward in equality. That's the only way it's going to work in all areas of our lives. So it's a complete changeover, and it's not easy, and it's extremely ugly, and at times it could be scary and very threatening, because many times we had this conversation in our last podcast, where you are in Israel, and you had these incidents going off there that have threatened your well-being in some way. And in America, we've had many different things threatening our well-being from the, I won't go into all of it, but it's been unnerving and very hard for people. So this is why, even through the hard times, we have to stand in our light and stand stronger with more conviction, and knowing that we affect this changeover. We are the warriors of light. We came here with our invisible swords of light and truth. And we mustn't forget all that is available at our own fingertips, in our own hearts and minds, and through our own light and the light of the divine.
Aho, aho, and so it is. Thank you so much. We are definitely at time, and I just wanted to thank everybody for joining today, and those of you that will be listening to this afterwards. We're grounding in some very special energy, and we'd like to do this frequently, possibly weekly, and we'll definitely let you know very soon, when our next meeting is. And we'd like you to continue to join. And in the future, we will take some questions. You could put some comments in the chat. So thank you for coming to our premiere, our first global meditation. And I feel like this is really needed right now. So thank you so much, Radha, for diving in deep and explaining and opening. It's been tremendous. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We send out much love to all of you. And yes, we hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, much love.
Yes. Bye-bye.